Do I need to play that interview where she talks about she was protecting them and she lied about it because the police was killing people? You got to be. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Do y'all really believe that? Then she turns around, not one day, not 2 days, not 3 days, but several days later, changed the whole story because Tori's on the internet and she getting her feelings and then changed the whole thing to Tori shot me. After giving the police a statement saying that she stepped in glass. And when asked, well, why did you tell this story? Oh, because the police was killing people. After she got in the hospital and they did surgery on her and she knew she was safe, Tori was in jail. Did she come out and say Tori shot me? No. It was still she who stepped in glass, right? So why didn't the doctor say, hey, you got bullet fragments in your foot? Are you lying to us, young lady, saying that you stepped in glass? Because we found bullet fragments. Wouldn't they have told the police that? Soldier's Addict said, hello, Choke from Hawaii. Why did the media ignore that fact? Which the body camera showed it in 4K. You see the bottle break and she stepped on it. I thanks for the super chat, but it, good question, right? Good question, right? So getting back to Vlad, right? Now, if you look at this, Vlad says Rock Nation have been paying me to support Megan, right? They also paid off all the jury members to convict Tory, right? Let me tell you something, bro. Rock Nation has an itchy trigger finger when it comes to pulling the trigger on calling lawyers. Academics asked Vlad, yo, did Rock Nation reach out to you about your post? No. So you telling me you got on a public platform and stated that Rock Nation had been paying you to support Megan. They also paid off the jury members to convict Tory. They bribed the judge too, right? And Rock Nation ain't send you a cease and desist. Rock Nation didn't send no lawyers at you. But when Jaguar Wright was on Pierce Morgan and she made allegations made allegations about Jay-Z. You see how fast they sent the lawyers over there to Pierce Morgan to the point where Pierce Morgan took down the video of Jaguar Wright and issued a public apology? And you telling me that this dude could go on the public platform and say, Rock Nation has been paying me to support Megan. They also paid off all the jury members to convict Tory. And they bribed the judge too, right? When Tasha K interviewed Desiree Perez's daughter, you see how fast they sent the lawyers over to Tasha K? And you telling me it's been over 24 hours and Vlad can make these type of allegations against Rock Nation before he even came out and said anything, and they didn't issue no legal action towards him? But we supposed to believe that they wasn't involved in conjunction, allegedly, with Vlad with this post? So when academics asked Vlad, yo, so Rock Nation didn't reach out to you? Nah, I ain't got no connection with Rock Nation. I ain't got no connection with Jay-Z. I mean, but if Jay-Z wanted to sit down, I would sit down with him. Yeah, we know you was sucking stick off, just like the rest of y'all stick lickers out there, right? I ain't got no connection with Megan, but you got connections to Charlemagne. I'm smarter than the average bear. I know how Charlemagne sucks off Rock Nation. I know how Charlemagne is the #1 Jay-Z bootlicker, right? Say you ain't got no connection to Charlemagne. Who was just up on the Breakfast Club defending Jay-Z and this Epstein stuff? Talking about, oh man, Jay-Z just came out in 96. How could he be involved with Epstein? Who are you to say that? Just because Jay-Z first album came out in 96, Jay-Z was out since the 80s. You forgot how old this nigga is? Jay-Z was popular with Jazzo with Hawaiian Sophie in the late 80s. Jay-Z was touring from New York to London way before Reasonable Doubt. Jay-Z had In My Lifetime out before Reasonable Doubt. Jay-Z was a big drug dealer, despite some people believing it or not, before 96. And we know the drug dealer gets to go and hang around any and everybody that likes drugs, especially cocaine. The dude with the coke and the weed is the dude that can hang around all the elite people. Now, whether Jay-Z was hanging around with Epstein and them or not, that's to be proven. I don't know. But the fact that just because his first album came out, Charlemagne, you cannot sit there and just say, oh, how could Jay-Z been involved with Epstein when his first album came out in 96? That don't mean nothing. The nigga was selling drugs. And who was his plug? OG Juan, allegedly, who's married to Desiree Perez, right? So if he's getting his drug from OG Juan, allegedly, which he states in music and interviews and things like that, allegedly, right? And OG Juan is married to Desiree Perez, and Desiree Perez was getting her drugs and stuff from a cartel, not niggas on the block or going up to Broadway in Amsterdam to buy a few grams. And she goes and testifies against the whole cartel. Who are you to say that Jay-Z wasn't in a position at that time to be around big celebrities when he was already in the industry since the late 80s? He went from Jazzo to Kane. Don't you know how big Kane was? This nigga was sleeping with goddamn Madonna and Naomi Campbell, allegedly. And Jay's hanging around Kane, and as big as Kane was in the 80s, and he was still selling drugs at that time, who are you, Charlemagne, to dispute if he was hanging around Epstein and them back then? Because Trump damn sure was hanging out with all the rappers back then. Trump had a black girlfriend back then. So we know Charlemagne is the Jay-Z bootlicker defender, right? He turned on me for Jay-Z. So who's to say that allegedly Rock Nation or Jay-Z and them didn't get Charlemagne to get Vlad to do this post, allegedly. So no, you ain't gotta have no connection or direct connection to Jay-Z, Desiree, or Rock Nation or Megan, but you damn sure got a connection with Charlemagne, who we know is Jay-Z's #1 bootlicker. Now, to make it even more valid, what I'm saying is you tell me you could go on public record and say that Rock Nation has been paying me to support Megan. They also paid off all the jury members to convict Tory. And they bribed the judge too. They paid off Megan's doctors to lie about the bullet fragments. She was never shot. The LA police are all on Jay's payroll. And it doesn't stop with LA. But you not ready to hear that part. The Mexican guy who stabbed Tory, who do you think paid him to do that? You already know the answer to that. The 3 Supreme Court judges who denied Tory's appeal, all paid off by Rock Mafia. Jay also paid Trump not to pardon Tory, even though it's not a state case. But you know Trump can only pardon federal cases, but knowing Trump likes to bend the rules, right? You can make all these allegations and not say, oh, I'm just joking, and let it run for 24 hours and not get no legal feedback from Rock Nation. Brandon, what up? You get no legal contact from Rock Nation. Now ask somebody like Jaguar or Tasha K or Nicki Minaj or any of these people that get that immediate lawyer hit when they mention Rock Nation in any way that they feel is detriment to their business. And you, the white boy, the Ukrainian, you can go and say that. And they do nothing. But if a black person say anything about them, they send in lawyers. But they don't do that to the white man?